Hi everybody and welcome back to the next Civ series. I'm excited about this one because it's going to be Malians now. Let me double check, but I think that's correct. Exactly, we did Koreans yesterday and now comes Malians. And Malians recently received a handful of buffs and are probably now considered a very strong Civ. Probably even stronger than this tier list suggests, so let's take a look at them. Buildings minus 15% wood, that used to be like that forever. Barracks units pierce armor starting from feudal age, that also used to be like that forever. It makes some very cheesy like 3 barracks long swords all in castle age push possible, where you try to take down the TCs with a lot of long swords. Villages drop off 15% more gold. This is new, so that does not only mean that you actually have 15% more gold from your own gold mines, but that you also mine it faster. And 15% more means if I'm, for example, going 2 range archers and I don't need 7 on gold, I might just get away with 6. Or if I play a 1 range archer, yeah, I will still need 5 though. So this is a very good bonus, combined with that bonus of less wood being needed. Yeah, it actually makes for probably a very strong archer play in feudal. Now comes the tricky part about this. Universities work 80% faster, also good to hit a sick ballistics timing, but I didn't really think that this is the most important thing to focus on. Let's see why. I think that either going for Arbalester or for heavy cav archer in the range, which is suggested by these bonuses, of course, is not a very good idea because I'm missing bracer. And that's something which which makes me think I have to switch off crossbows in the mid of castle age, and that's a bit weird to do. What's a lot better for this civ though is the stable, because cavalier and heavy camel rider with husbandry and bloodlines do get a pretty sick unique tag for Rimba. Cavalry plus 5 attack, that is pretty strong. And if I'm countered by halberdiers or something, the Gebetto is a sick unit against that. So the game plan could be something like I open archers, I switch to cavalry, but then I switch back to infantry. So that Civ seems to have to go through a lot of tag switches, which I think makes it pretty hard to play. And, well, if I don't have castles for Gebetto, I can still go for my long swords. Let's see, do I actually get champions? Yes, for my champions. But nonetheless make an infantry switch, because they are not fully upgraded, but have that extra PS armor, which is also sick. Well, and if I'm facing a lot of heavy cavalry, I will definitely rather go for camels than for pikemen. So what I think about this civ right from the bat is I should, I mean I can basically open anything with them. I can also open scouts if I know that I'm going for cavalry play. The wood bonus is good either way, and the gold bonus will also kick in when I'm on my stable play in Castle Age. But, well, nonetheless it's going to be a bit tricky to make that knight switch. Well, let me think about this in a different way. Starting from Dark Age. I mean, Drush Flush, I can't play it, but it would be an option. Man-at-Arms Archers is a very good option because my barracks units have more PS armor. Probably Malians is one of the civs that can effectively open Man-at-Arms versus Archer civs, because they pack a bit of a punch because they cannot be cleared by archers. And I think that cavalry is going to take bad trades against them. So what I'm thinking here, I should do the Man-at-Arms opening, as I'm not too confident about actually getting a lot of villager kills with them and not neglecting my macro behind. I think I should make Men-at-Arms and probably put them next to the berries of my enemy in defensive stance, so that they deny a resource and are just a bit annoying, and my enemy has to address that and clear that while I'm walling up my base and make archers. Then I try to hit the crossbow timing in Castle Age. And let's see, if my enemy is attacking me with scouts, I try to be walled and add the archers. If my enemy adds skirmishers, I think that's okay for the time being. I just probably add 1 or 2 of my own skirms and then try to not die to the skirmisher and scout attack while being walled. Hopefully bought myself enough time with men at arms. Then I try to hit the crossbowman timing and to play crossbow on Castle H until I am on 3 TCs booming and until I have, let's say, about 25 farms up. When I have that done, when I have this achieved, and my enemy is probably even adding skirmishes or taking good trades against my crossbowman, I will switch to a stable. And then make it a little bit dependent on what my enemy does. If my enemy is on cavalry units, I go straight for Camel Rider. If my enemy is also on archer units and siege and that stuff, I might just try to make a knight switch and have an eco which supports that, maybe 2 or 3 stable knights. When I feel comfortable about going up to imp, I trade off the rest of my crossbows. I don't want to get Arbalester and that stuff. I just want to get fully upgraded, well, oddly without the attack upgraded, fully upgraded cavalry, and try to get a castle out and get Farimba. So then I need to get traps out and have the early Castle Age trap fight. And as a trash unit to add, I could either consider Light Cav later on, which would not really complement my stable units. So I'd rather add pikemen, skirmishers, probably that kind of thing. I have the range up. I will have to see in a real game. And then ultimately, if it happens that my enemy switches to Halberdiers, then it's the time to switch into Gebetto and have that as kind of the game ender. I need probably a little bit of siege with that. Once gold has run dry, I might rather opt for Capram just because it's cheap. So I think that Malians are a pretty good civ, but a pretty complicated one to play. And let's see if I can pull it off and jump onto the ladder with that.